Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today is Monday, November 2nd, and our man of the hour is Sir David Adjaye, and he's an architect. So Sir David Adjaye. So as the son of a Ghanaian diplomat, David lived in many countries throughout his youth. He learned about different cultures and various art forms. After his youngest brother became paralyzed and began using a wheelchair, the family settled in London to get better medical treatment. He never forgot how his family had to access buildings through ill-conceived and humiliating handicapped entrances. At school, he excelled in many subjects, but when one of the teachers encouraged him to take an art course, he discovered architecture. He appreciated its power to shape societies and serve communities. After studying at the Royal Academy of Arts, he traveled all over the world, observing how buildings work within their environments. David's designs are noted for his use of patterns, many influenced by his African heritage. The blue and green windows in the Idea stores in London resemble the bold, geometric woven pattern of kente cloth, while also mimicking the awnings that the building overlooks. His experience with his brother made him consider the social responsibilities of an architect. His design for the Moscow School of Management, SKOLKOVO, is made up of 4 buildings, all connected so that no one should have to go outside during the freezing winters. With the National Museum of African American History and Culture, which opened in 2016, David was designing more than a building. He was creating an actual monument that sits on the National Mall, not far from the Washington Monument and the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. It needed to be a beautiful structure that housed painful memories, but he also wanted it to be a joyous celebration of Black history in America, inside and out. He used metal designs influenced by Black craftsmen from the American South, while the building's 3-level shape was inspired by a European crown. In 2017, he was knighted for his services to architecture. He continues to use his curiosity and creativity to make the world a more beautiful and socially conscious place. All right, so we'll continue on tomorrow with some more little legends. And, tomorrow we'll begin kind of a shorter recap. There's quite a few in the back of this book you can't really see, but we'll go over those starting tomorrow, because I want to highlight every single man that's in this book. So let's turn our attention to Disney's story of the night, and it's from Pinocchio, and it's called Fish Food. Figaro the cat was scared. He, Geppetto, and Cleo, the goldfish, had just been swallowed by a whale. "Don't worry, Figaro," Geppetto said, seeing the cat's worried look. "We'll get out of here somehow, and when we do, we'll keep searching for Pinocchio." "Pinocchio," Figaro growled. After all that Geppetto and the Blue Fairy had done for Pinocchio, he had run away from home without a care in the world. That was how they ended up inside the whale. They had been searching for Pinocchio when the whale swallowed their whole boat. Figaro decided there and then that if they ever found Pinocchio, he would use both of the wooden boy's legs as scratching posts. It would serve him right. Meanwhile, Geppetto was peering into the puddle of water at the bottom of the whale's stomach. Figaro watched curiously. "Let's see," Geppetto murmured, bending over and poking at the water. "There must be something in here." "Aha!" he cried happily. He was clutching a small, soggy clump of seaweed. Seaweed was fish food, Figaro thought with a scowl. Surely Geppetto didn't expect him to eat that for dinner. But as he watched, Geppetto carefully divided the seaweed into 3 portions. He placed 1 portion in Cleo's bowl. He set 1 in front of Figaro. The 3rd he kept for himself. "Let's eat," Geppetto said, smiling bravely. Figaro sniffed his seaweed. He stirred it around with his paw. But he just couldn't eat the soggy green stuff. With a twitch of his tail, Figaro turned away. Geppetto watched the little cat with sad eyes. Figaro sighed. He couldn't help but feel ungrateful. Reluctantly, Figaro turned back to his dinner. He nibbled at the seaweed. It was cold, it was slimy, but it tasted like fish. Figaro gobbled down the rest of his meal. With his belly full, the little cat felt better. He decided that if they found Pinocchio, he would only use 1 of the puppet's boy legs to sharpen his claws on. Probably. Oh, Pinocchio, that's a great movie. That story where they're trapped in the well always makes me think of Jonah. the story from the Bible. And I'll be clear, I don't think that story physically literally happened, but I do think of that story when I think of Pinocchio. So my friends, God bless you all. I'm going through the changes. All right, sorry, my voice cracked a little. Have a wonderful night and stay safe out there.